From ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 in Southern California. This is BizNinja Entrepreneur Radio with your host, Tyler Jorgensen.
Welcome out to BizNinja Entrepreneur Radio. I am your host, Tyler Jorgensen, and today we have Christina Hoffman, who is the founder and CEO and all other many important titles over at a company called BrandMine, which is creating a software that I think is going to really be one of the pieces that really helps businesses adapt to the changing landscape of e-commerce and retail. So welcome out to the show, Christina.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you have been in marketing and retail for quite a while, right?
Yeah, exactly. So my background is marketing. Yeah.
And what do you think is the single biggest change that's happened in marketing since you got started?
Well, the biggest change is, marketing and IT are merging together. So software, AI is the big deal in the future in e-commerce, and should help marketing really improve everything that is on their own digital touch points.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that merging of marketing and IT means we also have faster knowledge, faster information, access to information, right? So we can make information-based decisions. One of the things that we do when we're helping companies get started, and is working with cut their customer avatar and who do they want to work with, who are they selling to, right? Yeah. And so you have a company called BrandMine, but you guys are inventing a game. Tell us a little about the game and what it does.
Yeah, so the game has the aim to help e-commerce platforms increase sales by detecting real-time psychometric profiles and their sensory preferences, and is used as a kind of guide on e-commerce platforms so that the user gets very fast to the products that they really desire. So this is actually what it does.
So why would, let's say I'm a user, I'm shopping, I'm on a big brand, I'm on a site that has a lot of different products and different styles and different things like that. Now, why, as a user, why would I want to stop shopping and play a game?
Because you are talking about a huge e-commerce platform with different products, 2,000 sometimes. When you're scrolling and it doesn't stop, and you just don't have the time to really spend a lot of time on that e-commerce platform. So that's why it should be introduced like a guidance. And also in an interactive, playful way, because this is actually what we have found out in different empirical researches. So whenever people are going to e-commerce platforms, they're doing it in their free time, and sometimes get some inspiration, but fast. So this entertaining aspect really fits to their attitude when they're coming to e-commerce platforms. But it should be fast. So that's why.
Awesome. So, the user is going to know that this is actually going to help them understand what they want to buy. And so it's not just benefiting the company, right? The sellers and them wanting to be able to sell more products. It's also helping the user to navigate and cut through the noise and really see products that they like and that they're more interested in.
Exactly. So the main focus for us is, first of all, the user. Of course, companies should like it as well, but when users are not playing it, so that's why we are very user flow centric.
That makes sense. Okay, very cool. Mm-hmm. And so, what other, as marketing and IT are merging, what other major trends are you seeing happening in the marketing and retail world?
One part, so there was an article in Wall Street Journal, I think it was 3 weeks ago. I have seen aspects from natural language processing in e-commerce platforms. So you track what kind of language people use when they're searching for something in the search field, for example. or computing vision, the whole AI part, like tracking when users are probably dropping out and somehow to keep them on the platform, things like that I have seen until now. So that's why I'm pretty sure that what we have to offer really is the future.
Awesome. And so how do you see this playing into an existing business? Like, how are they going to get this implemented? Because you guys are not yet to market, right? You have brand mind, but with Ignite Yourself with IU, this is a new thing, right?
Yes.
So let's actually pause there. I want to go farther back, right?
Yeah.
So what made you move from marketer into basically a full game app developer?
Well, because first of all, as I said, it's the future. Second, we made our experiences in offline, and this is maybe the basis for creating a software, because you need software is just a tool, but you need to feed it with intelligence. So that's why we needed those years in consultancies to put all our empirical research, to put everything into this kind of software. So that it's also a different business, and we want to grow, and this is the future. So that's why we did it.
What was the biggest challenge that you had to face getting this from idea to getting ready where it is now?
The truth. So the biggest challenge is actually, when I started the business 3 years ago, I had nothing. Actually, I didn't even have the idea ready. I knew it will be something with marketing and IT, but I had to dig deep into different scientific areas like neuroscience, psychology, and then AI to really understand and bring the whole idea together. First, second, I founded the company in a country where innovation is nothing that they want here. They're really focused here on tradition, what they know. So they invest in what they know and not what they don't know. So it's very difficult here in Europe, much more to sell innovation, because they don't like risks here. So,
interesting.
That's why it was brutally hard, and it is until now, to really survive and get to this point, or find customers who are more open-minded and try new things out.
So that's fascinating. I think a lot of entrepreneurs that may be listening are faced with that a lot, where maybe the idea they have is not being embraced by people around them, but they know they need to make it happen. How did you push through to get to where now you're ready to launch? Like, what did you have to do to get, battle for these 3 years?
Well, this is a huge personal aspect, which every kind of entrepreneur will face. So the biggest challenge for me is to grow personally, because you get to certain barriers like very often, and you need to be able to go the extra mile, to learn things that you didn't know, to really practice positive mindset, even if you don't know if you survive in 2 weeks. So
yeah.
So my biggest challenge is the mental training. Yeah.
Yeah, keeping a positive attitude even when you have a down day or a big challenge or faced with an obstacle, that's a big deal. And that's what that ability to fight through those challenges, I think, what makes an entrepreneur so unique.
Exactly.
So, with Ignite Yourself, with this game, right? Your vision for it, talk us through your vision. Like, if in a perfect world, 2 years from now, what would be happening?
Okay, the game is just the start. So the idea is to build up an AI. So everyone who has, has a little bit of know-how from AI. So AI is not built from one day to the other. So you need a lot of data to learn to feed it with information, and actually then talking about AI. So that's why the game is just to start to learn. and getting better and better. And the idea is at some point to have a software where we are able, with 7 clicks on specific products, to identify the psychometric profile and immediately change the surface of the website to the message, to the products that really fit to the user. So this is the next step, actually. So we are already working on that, but more on a conceptual part.
Yeah.
So, but this will be the next step. And not only that, so we will have the NLP, so the natural language processing as well, in place. And we will be also able to track everything that is on the e-commerce platform. So to really, when the game is still needed or wanted, to integrate it really in an intelligent way when it really makes sense for the user. So there, a whole concept behind it, but the game is just the start.
So and for people who may be a little bit confused by what's happening in the e-commerce space in general, right? So as people are shopping online, the experience that I have is going to be very different than the experience that Christina has. And most people recognize this in social media. They'll be like, oh, okay, the algorithm, the algorithm is now a relatively everyday term. And most people understand, hey, your Discover page on Instagram is going to be different than somebody else's. And that's going to be based on Instagram trying to find things that you like. That's really common right now in TikTok and the For You page. And people will literally say, what side of TikTok are you on? And it's based on the things that you're interested in. So there's an awareness of it that's happening. But what's starting to happen is that's becoming more and more common now in e-commerce and in retail, where based on the things that you like, the experience that you have and the products that you're being delivered will be different. We do this in marketing already through dynamic product ads, where we only show you ads back to Facebook on products that you've already visited or looked at. And this is basically taking all of this and taking a leap forward and being more predictive based on those psychographics and psychometrics, right?
Yeah, exactly. So in marketing and campaigning, I think this is, pretty normal on that part. But everything that happens really on e-commerce platforms itself, it's a real question mark, because e-commerce platforms don't know the user, and the difference between everything that is in campaigning and us is we will be very in a very short time able to identify the psychometric profile. And we don't need hundreds of data to do that. So right now, this is the reason why we created this game, and additionally help converting the traffic that you have on your platform much better than before.
Yeah, that's huge. And so again, like you said, usually right now, the shopping experience is the same for everybody. The marketing campaign is different based on how you've interacted with the company, or how they're targeting or how they're building campaigns. But what you're looking to do is transform really the entire shopping experience to where that's customized. And so it would be kind of like if you went into a store and let's say you walk into an old brick and mortar and they'd customized it just for you to walk through.
Exactly.
Right? And so
yeah. Exactly. This is the point. Exactly. This is what we want to do, because, now we see it with Corona, the transition from stationary to the digital way. So, and people should have the experience of, someone who's guiding them through, as it is in stationary. So, and this is exactly what the way that we want to go. Yeah.
I love it. It's I know that it's definitely the direction things have to go, because people are starting to expect these experiences. They're expecting the world to be responsive to them, right? Exactly. And for those of us that have kind of grew up analog and watched the digital era shift, this is very forward thinking, but I think it's closer than most people realize. We're actually getting really close to this happening, and your company is at the forefront of that. What other interesting changes or trends are you seeing in the digital space? Is there anything that's coming that's surprising you?
No, the only thing that is surprising me is that you already said it, that the development is not that fast as it should be. This is what surprises me. So because, there are a lot of trends out there, but the private economy is somehow, I don't know, they stopped, 5 years ago or something like this. So this is something the trends are, like 10 years, from now to 10 years. And companies are staying here and somehow are afraid to do the first step into that direction because of fear, doing something wrong or losing their job or whatever, to take risks. This is what I see right now. And this surprises me, actually, not the trends or something. This is, for me, normal that the development is like this. But I think the adjustment of reality to there is really slow.
If it seems like it's part of the cycle of innovation, right? There's a period of time where things are innovating and everyone has to move quickly because somebody pulled innovation forward. And let's use it, something as simple as Facebook Pixels and Google Tag Manager, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's there. Everyone has it now. Now we can all retarget. Now, what's insane is that there are still companies that we find that don't have that set up.
Yeah.
And so now we're talking about trying to do another jump forward, but there's still companies that are not caught up yet. So, right. So we have this like innovation cycle where we're still trying to pull a bunch of the market to where we are today. But there's another group of people already trying to leave. They're like, that's 3, 4, 5 years ago, like you just said. And so we're in this weird, and those new things aren't so normal yet, right? That it's like, let's keep focusing on pulling everyone to us. And then eventually it'll get to a place where you can't ignore it, where you can't. And it was kind of like when having mobile responsive sites, right? I mean, I remember watching the numbers go 10% of people are on mobile, 20%, 50%, 80%. And it was like all of a sudden Google was penalizing you if your site wasn't mobile optimized. And really, even if Google wasn't doing it, you're penalizing yourself because more people are on their phones and tablets now than on computers. And so I think we're in that cycle now where, okay, we're getting everyone here. And now it's like, we're going to see a return to the desktop. I think we're going to see the experience that people have on their mobile phones will be different than they have on their computer, but fluid, right? You might see on your phone, you might see a limited catalog, so you don't have overwhelm, right? So I just think, I think that real flexible, adaptable experience is what you're trying to lead the charge on.
Exactly. So that's why we are searching for that early adopters, companies who really want to be first, who want to change the market. These are the customers that we are searching for.
Who are your dream clients?
Well, dream clients would be, clothes, shoes, everything in that direction on retail. It could be mid-sized. So to start with, it's much easier than bigger companies because of the political issues. So that's why the mid-sized companies where, in the US, mid-sized companies is something different than in Europe. So that's why in the US, we still would have a lot of data with mid-sized companies than we would have here in Europe. So that's why, in that direction would be the ideal customer.
You don't want to name any of them?
No.
I wanted to see if you're willing to put it out into the universe and be like, these are the customers I would love to work with. These are the ones we want. But I get it. It's fine. But it's just see if you put it out there, put the intentions there. But I get it. It's okay. So you're looking for these early adopters, these companies willing to be first movers, the people who understand like, hey, this is going to be kind of new, but it's the data you're going to get is going to be actionable and then eventually you'll get to the next step of the business and all that. So I like to ask this question because to me it's really important, especially if you've been head down for 3 years, really focused on building all of this. I think it's important that while building businesses, we don't forget to build the lifestyle that we want. What's one major item on Christina's personal bucket list you're going to accomplish in the next 12 months?
Well, actually, hopefully when Corona has somehow been away, Well, I would like to do a special hiking tour here in the mountains. Something that's a little bit dangerous, but yeah, I'm an adventurer, so otherwise I would not be an entrepreneur. So that's why I really want to do a hiking tour very high on a mountain. This is what I really want to do in the next 12 months. And also hopefully to travel again, this is something, you take so many things for granted until you don't have them. So that's why traveling again to one of my home countries is Greece. So I have not seen many islands, so I will do that as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So this is what I have in mind for 2021.
Those are good ones. Very good ones. I think I miss traveling a lot. And so those are both really good ones for you. So where should people go to find out more about you, Christina?
On the one hand, on the website, on the other hand, so it's my LinkedIn profile. So there you can see everything about me. Everything is written there, what I have done, what is BrandMind. And I think
so the website is brandmind.ch.
Yes.
And from there, I believe you can find out more about Christina and more about the company and what they're building and the games and all that kind of stuff, and stay connected. So absolutely. And then I'll for those of you that are listening, go to brandmind.ch. If you are listening, watching, and you're on the BizNinjaRadio.com site, I'll put a link to everything else as well. But really appreciate the conversation, and it's exciting to see where e-commerce and retail are going. Appreciate you coming out on the show. And to all my Biz Ninjas out there, it's your turn to go out and do something.
Thank you for listening to Biz Ninja Entrepreneur Radio with Tyler Jorgensen. Please make sure to subscribe so you're first to hear new interviews and episodes. If you found this podcast to be valuable, please share it with a friend. Don't forget to visit our online dojo at bizninja.com to claim your reward for listening to the show.